So I will be starting.
Just a second. Suman, are you going to share your screen?
You can, if you want. Or yeah, I can share my screen.
We have to.
So I'm starting.
Yes.
Good morning and a very warm welcome to the international seminar, Knowledge Sharing for Business Development.
Just 1 minute, Dr. Muhammad. Dr. Muhammad, could you please just 1 minute?
Yeah.
Dr. Monamita, you want to share the screen?
I will do that.
Suman is doing sharing the screen.
Yeah.
And are you
Shall I do it now?
Hello?
Yeah. Is this okay?
I think people are on mute. Hello, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. We can start. And
So I'll just introduce the speakers. Okay.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to the international seminar. The title is Knowledge Sharing for Sustainable Business Development. This seminar is being organized by the Industry Engagement and Entrepreneurship Committee of College of Commerce and Business Administration in Dhofar University. Myself, Dr. Mohammad Ahmaduddin, and I have the honor to be the moderator of this seminar. Knowledge sharing is the disclosure of viable information and experiences. The purpose of knowledge sharing is to contribute to knowledge continuity within an organization where employees have mutual trust and are willing to communicate, consult, and exchange information. For this seminar, the invited speakers are Dr. Monomita Nandi. She is from the Brunel University, United Kingdom. The second invited speaker is Dr. Suman Lodh. He is from the Middlesex University, United Kingdom. And the guest of honor is Dr. Sayyid Ahsan Jamil, who is the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Dhofar University.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Let me give a brief introduction of the first invited guest, Dr. Monomita Nandi. She is from the Department of Accounting and Finance from the Brunel Business School, College of Business, Arts and Social Sciences. Dr. Monomita completed her undergraduate and postgraduate degree in accounting and finance. Besides finance and accounting, she holds a successful degree in Bachelor's of Education. She was awarded PhD in Commerce from the Calcutta University, India, and she has a second PhD also from the University of Rome on Money and Finance. She has completed the graduate training certificate from University of Surrey, and she is working with Brunel University since 2015. Apart from Brunel University, she has taught at the University of Surrey, and she has taught in various colleges in India, both at the postgraduate and the undergraduate level. She is associated as a research scholar with RBI New York and Redbourne University, Netherlands, and she holds the additional responsibility of Director of Internalization at the Brunel Business School. The second invited speaker is Dr. Suman Lodh, who is from the Department of Accounting and Finance, Middlesex University, United Kingdom. He is a PhD from the University of Bergamo, Italy, and he is also a fellow of Higher Education Academy. He was a visiting scholar at the Lally School of Management Technology, and he has held academic positions at University of Surrey and various Indian universities. Currently, he is serving as a secretary of the British Accounting and Finance Association, Southeast Asia Group. He has published in several highly ranked international journals and has attended prestigious American and European conferences. He also serves as an ad hoc referee for several top-ranked academic journals. Now coming to the guest of honor, Dr. Syed Ahsan Jamil, who is the acting DVC of Dhofar University and is the Dean of the College of Commerce and Business Administration at Dhofar University. Dr. Jamil has over 23 years of experience, both at the undergraduate and the postgraduate level. He has an MBA and PhD in the area of finance from the University of Lucknow, and he serves on the board of several Indian and European companies. His area of interests are financial strategy, behavioral finance, risk management, and apart from guiding 9 doctoral theses, he has to his credit more than 40 research papers which are being published in various national and international journals. He has 2 books and several conference papers. He is on the editorial board of various international journals and has more than 200 citations to his credit. He is also a member of various professional societies, such as the member of AACSB, MENA Advisory Council, American Finance Association, and the European Finance Association. Now, without further delay, I would like to hand over the stage to the first invited speaker, Dr. Monomita Nandi. Dr. Monomita Nandi?
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you, everyone. And thank you for asking us to present this important topic and share our thoughts with all of you. So as Dr. Mohammed was saying, that we really want to expand our network with the university and with the industry. So it is really an important topic to understand that how we can share our knowledge with the industry, with the companies, and especially these days we have to think how to share sustainable business models with companies and how we can help the companies to develop in future and how to continue their sustainable activities. So as Mohammed mentioned, that I'm Monomita. I'm the reader in accounting and finance and director of internationalization for Brunel Business School. And I'm from Brunel University, London. And I enjoy working with different companies and also collaborating with great universities around the world. And we learn a lot from each other. And we are from different cultural background, different religious background, but or political thoughts, but we are human beings, and we have to think how to save this world and how we can work together for a better living, for a better socio-economic life in future. So my colleague, Dr. Suman Lodh, he will be talking about the first couple of slides, and he is a senior lecturer in finance from Middlesex University, and he's also the research director of the Middlesex Business School, and he is also from Middlesex University, London. And we work together on different projects, and we are both interested to work with companies, small and big companies around London and international companies. And so I will now request Suman to start his presentation, and then I will follow up from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Monomita. Good afternoon, Dr. Jamil. It's our honor to be part of your seminar, research seminar, and thank you very much for inviting us. Thank you. To start with this, let us take our stand in a very flexible way, so that we should not bog down our mind into very critical definition, very critical idea of business or so, because we are talking about sustainability. If we go for the concept of that sustainability, which in very kind of easy way, it says that we need to think about today. However, our tomorrow should not be damaged. So that's called sustainability. So to do with this, a number of studies, they found basically there are three pillars: economy, society, some people say ecology, and environment. And we already know that companies are talking about CSR, companies are talking about carbon emission, companies are talking about environment, pollution. However, today, these days, rather, we have a problem of pandemic that is also coming into our business. Now, again, sustainability comes. The question is, shall we think about to save our business today without thinking about tomorrow? Actually, no. The answer is within our first phase of our strategy. That is, we think about today, we take our strategy today, we meet our needs today. However, we need to think about our future generation. A number of companies, they're working on this. For instance, we see from in the UK, say British Petroleum or E.ON. These are energy companies, and they are very highly carbon intensive company. They are now transferring to another way of doing business. 100% green energy production, 100% renewable energy production. The companies that we know from here in the UK, for instance, cooperative or retail store with all the food items and those, they are, rather than they're using plastic bags, they are using bags which is compostable. Therefore, it's the same thing. We fulfill the need for today. I'll go to Co-op to buy some food. They will give me a compostable bag. My need is fulfilled today. However, because the bag is compostable, therefore I will not damage the environment for future. So based on these three pillars, we think about, when we talk about when we talk about future generation, automatically people come. And when people come, that means the leadership also comes. So for a sustainable business, leadership is very, very important. And only we saw, talking about business leader, talking about political leader, they are driving the ideology, they are driving the decision, the strategy of companies, the society, and of course the economy. If we take some example from Western countries, we saw that the political parties also, they're divided, they're polarized in relation with environment impact. For instance, in the United States, they have got Democratic and Republican. While Democratic Party, they are very much concerned about new environment bill. Republican parties, they think about, no, let's follow up with some other things. So we saw this kind of polarization of different concepts to have sustainable business. Now, when we think about sustainable business, the word sustainable itself means that the sustainability first comes into play in the business, and then we need to link that sustainable idea, sustainable concept with the world sustainability. Otherwise, the purpose will not fulfill. It's not we. It's not the business only. It's not my company only. Maybe my company is a part, very small part of a large community in the world. But let's start with me. So in that way, the other other concept that comes into play here is whether we should think about profit, or whether should we think about our stakeholders or shareholder. And obviously Freeman concept or Friedman concept, those are coming in our way. And while Friedman is saying that no, profit is there and we need to survive through our profit, on the other hand, Freeman is saying that environment is also a stakeholder of our business. We need to think about that. Therefore, what should we do? Shall we think about profit? Shall we think about compromising the profit? The question is innovation. Through innovation, we can have a balance that we need to survive in this complicated world, while we need to think about others as well as we need to think about our business. So next part would be, shall we want the largest profit, or shall we want the greatest profit by also preventing the environment? The later part is what we need. We need the greatest profit and also think about our future. Again, that sustainability comes. And in that way, we have a number of challenges. And obviously, we all need to think about each of these very, very carefully, starting from a very single thing from our household: wastage of water. Now, that's also important. And while doing our business outside of our home, nowadays we are talking about these online sessions. I guess that if this pandemic is not there, hopefully, Dr. Jamil, we would have the honor to go to your campus. Now, while we can go to your campus, that means, again, through me and Monomita, we need to have some carbon emission by some way, because we need to travel. And there is a company called Carbon Disclosure Project, which is a non-profit company, and they collect all the information from the companies, and they call Scope 2 carbon emission. That is indirect carbon emission through the employees of the company. So through this reduction of traveling, we are still, I think, that we are contributing to the environment. But before this pandemic, we had a different other way of traveling. We didn't care actually that whether through ourselves we damage the environment or not. I mean, unconsciously, we used to do that. So this is, I think, a positive part of this pandemic. Of course, we need to just recognize that a lot of damage, a lot of deaths, those are happening. However, there are other positive direction that we can also see, and lessons that we learn from this current period. So the important issue again is finding data. Nowadays, a number of papers are coming out very, very quickly. They are publishing. It became just like a competition, that with a very minimum amount of information, how can I say my thoughts? And those competition of publishing papers, of course, are giving us a huge number of different new innovative ideas for this, again, sustainable business. But still, the data is not so much rich at this moment. And I'm sure that in coming days, we will have a huge number of data, and we need data scientists also to tackle with those data. And if you remember, when we had that Lehman Brothers crash, we had the financial crisis. People are still publishing papers and working on financial crisis. And I'm sure that with this exogenous shock that pandemic has created nowadays on our economy, we need to work for a long, long time. And innovation, as I said, if we have to compromise with the profit, we need to have the innovation. But innovation requires time. Innovation requires planning and strategy. Innovation also requires sustainability. So for that, we have a challenge that within that short span of time, how can we be innovative? I was talking with another person, an entrepreneur who wants to start her business, a restaurant business at Covent Garden, near Covent Garden station, underground station in London. But due to this critical time, she couldn't start her business properly. And she was saying that government is not supporting properly. I don't have any help because I'm just new starter. I have the knowledge, I have the capability of doing business, but I never anticipated this kind of time. So time is very critical now, and it's not about only money. It's not about only knowledge that an individual, an entrepreneur, a startup business may have. It's also collaboration. As Monomita was saying, that knowledge sharing is very much important at this moment. That whatever that, I think nowadays the world is only one home rather than different countries. So why not we think about our family members? Dr. Jamil, probably our family member for knowledge sharing. Dr. Ahmed, Dr. Muhammad, you are also a knowledge sharing partner. So in that way, we are only one family, and then we can tackle this shortage of time. Task force, of course, that becomes a very crucial part of any business, of any policymakers, and that is also depending on the uncertainty that we have now, and the loss of confidence that consumers outside the business that we have, that and we also always think that consumers are not spending as much that they wanted to. A number of companies, they are now closing down. In this country, people say that, oh, certain company, Arcadia, for instance, they went for administration. And this word administration in the US, Chapter 11, these words are very, very scary words. So this kind of confidence loss is now happening, and which is normal in economic theory. We know that people now going into saving mode rather than spending mode, which is very harmful again for the economy. And the related effect is our mental health, which is now becoming a major issue in all over the world. People are now becoming isolated, not even for the business. If I go to my university, I'm now talking from my home. If I go to my university, I would have a bit different environment. Socialization would have been possible. Our students nowadays, they are also, most of the time, they are staying at home or university accommodation to attend the lectures. All those things which was not expected, not anticipated. And they say that we come to the university for socialization and of course study, but where is that socialization? Which is not possible. That experience is missing. And similarly for the business. How do we now contact with our clients? Face-to-face meeting and meeting like this way is completely different. We are not habituated. We are human beings. We have 5 senses. We need to see people, and which is again missing some way. Trust, of course. Monomita was once saying that, Suman, nowadays in 2020, the most anticipated word is you are on mute or you are not on camera. I can see now a lot of people, they are not on camera. Now that, I'm not talking, please do not take it personally. I'm saying that this can create some barrier for trust. If I don't see some person, then I don't know whom I'm talking about, whom I'm talking with also. Similarly, if I take the same example in our classroom, When I'm in the classroom, I enjoy much because I know the reaction of my students. But while we are on online session, most of the students, they are not on camera. They just switched off their camera for various reasons. But if I don't know the reaction, if I don't know whether they are there or not, I think that create a problem for trust. Similarly, we have the same issue with business. Online business, of course, Amazon is doing huge impact in the economy, in the business world, but not many business they cannot do. There are some human interaction required. For other side of this coin is, as I say, as I was talking about Amazon, they have a sustainable business again for some goal that by 2030 or 2050, all their vehicles will be electric vehicle. So less carbon emission, therefore their delivery will be much more effective and efficient. So in that way, they're doing a part of their contribution to the sustainability, to the environment, to the society. That's how they're creating the trust, that you can trust us, you can believe us, that we will deliver the product to you. However, we will not compromise damaging the environment. Risk is related to the uncertainty. And of course, our attitude is now changing. If I'm a startup, there are a lot of companies who thought that they would start their business in coming days. But they are also thinking that, oh, 2020 was horrible. I don't know what would be 2021, 2022, because as we see that this exogenous shock, for instance, the financial crisis, that lasts long. And still we are talking about financial crisis. But this shock, pandemic, we don't know how far it will last. And lastly, we can say that, therefore, we need a business model. We need collaborative ideas. We need what works in Dofer. Shall we use the same model in the UK? Shall we use the same model in another part of Asia? Shall we use same model in another part of Europe? We need to understand, we need to know, we need to come up with that business model. Technology can help us to some extent in that way. And because we may have got data, as I said, that data scientists may be very much active during this time and in coming days. So how we can use those data. Fintech is coming very, very fast nowadays to help business, particularly for SMEs who can have the proper resources from government or from other sources, because those are also expensive to hire any fintech business to help them as an intermediary between these SMEs and the lenders of money. And there should be a ecosystem between the company, university, and government. And it's not only that we can always say that, oh, government is responsible for everything. They should take the policy, they should take the strategy. If we leave everything to the government, it will be overwhelming for them. Therefore, this ecosystem should run very comprehensively, that how university knowledge can go into this system, and with the help of government, then business can survive, and which is again sustainable in that way. So with this, I will then leave it to Monomita, who can again continue with her thoughts. Monomita, it's you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So as Suman was trying to explain, that there should be a link between the university, the government, and the companies. Now, I want to focus on what could be the role of the regulators. I know that in your country, everything is quite centrally owned, and every decisions, like any other country, the decisions should come from the governing body. The policymakers should work very closely with business community to understand what they actually need. So if a company is asking for then driverless car or electric car, then we have to understand how we, the researchers from universities, how our students, the future employees, the future people, the future generation, how they can work together, what they actually need. Do they really need a driverless car, or do they need only electric cars? So we have to understand what is the need in this society, and the regulator needs to support these innovative projects. Like in the UK, we can see the research council, the UK research council, they are constantly giving financial support and other research support. They have database where we can access certain services from other universities, other researchers. So in this way, they work with the government, especially the ministry in Westminster, and they work closely to understand how they can involve in innovative projects. And I think this is a good strategy, and it is there in every country, but then we have to understand how to enhance that activity. And then the leader should assess the drawbacks of the existing regulation and adopt more flexible rules and regulation. So if you make international trade, say if you are making your international trade policy quite complicated, then you might not get different products from foreign countries, or you cannot be able to sell your product to other countries. So you have to have a flexible flow of resources, and there should be a proper communication. So you have to understand that what are those drawbacks. So and here there is an important role that should be played by the researchers to understand what are the need of this country, and what we as the people in this society need to survive sustainably, and support the business models. And we have to tell the businesses that, see, this thing is not going well. Because if you think about a business person, that person might not have a business degree, or might not have a very innovative, he or she might have innovative idea, but he or she might not know how to execute that idea, or how to apply that idea in practice. So we, the researchers, can play an important role here with the business to help them, to assist them to apply their model. And industry specific decentralized rules should be followed. So there cannot be only one rule. So if the government is saying that, okay, this is the international trade policy, so every industry needs to follow that. Now if you think about food industry, so these are perishable good, and it cannot go with the same policy as like a car manufacturer. So we have to understand carefully, and it is our responsibility. When I'm saying we the people from university should take the lead to make the business understand what is the need from this society, what are the needs from this society. And we also need to make understand the policymakers that, see, we need this type of policy, so we have to support them, we have to feed them that these are the requirements of our society. So regulators definitely play an important role, but we, the researchers, we, the people from university, like our young generation who are studying with us, they got excellent ideas, and they might say, oh, I don't want to drive car, I want to go by my bicycle. And if we can help them to establish a small company where they can manufacture or do some electric bikes, and that could be helpful for them to commute from one place to other. Yes, the next slide, please. Okay. And the other thing is the role of other stakeholders. So consumers. So we, the consumers of the society, we, the households. So if we can start changing our behavior, I know that when I say changing behavior, it is very difficult. So, but we can adapt to sustainable changes. Say a very small thing. If I think that I will not buy any product, agricultural product, or when I go to the supermarket, if I think I will only buy organic food product, I can do that. And if I think that, okay, I will sleep for 8 hours, and when I'm sleeping, I will shut down my laptop, I will shut down my computer. Yes, I'm saving the energy. So these are small changes that we can bring in our day-to-day life. Then the financial institutions, advanced assessment of projects. Like in one of our research project in 2012, we saw that how the banks in the US is dealing with company funding. So when they are giving them the loan, they are checking how sustainable they are. If they are not sustainable, then the bank is asking for higher interest rate. They are giving them longer maturity period, and the spread is quite high. So I, I really I personally, I think that we should play an important role to assist the company to get a favorable loan contract term. And I know that you're in your country, you might be following the Shariati law and other things, but that is also a great initiative. And like Islamic finance is really good, and the what I understand that we all try to help each other in Islamic finance, that we don't charge interest, but there are other commercial bank loans also. So if you are going abroad and you are doing business there, then you might need commercial loan. But on the other hand, you can also take help of your Islamic finance, and where you can tell the banks that, see, you need to be careful that this company is not taking care of the society, so you shouldn't give loan to this company. Then the investors enhance knowledge about how to assess the worthiness of the project. So any project, if the investors are not interested, so your company cannot grow. But if you can convince the investor that if you spend a little bit of more money, I can do sustainable business. So this is the way we have to create confidence among the investors to come forward to invest their money and then start doing business. It could be national, international, any kind of investors or institutional investors. And then the researchers, as I said before, that we have to do interdisciplinary project. Like I cannot do like I cannot work with every industry. Now I might not know how to develop an advanced AI model, but I might know how to work on different I might know how to work on blockchain technology. So we have to come together to do interdisciplinary project, and the research councils, the university, the government funding body, they can start encouraging the university to work with business on interdisciplinary project. Then students always come up with innovative ideas, and if we can include some projects in their modules in their course, and we can give them some assignment to write, we can give them a project to develop. Like here we work with companies, the students work with companies, they collect data from them, and then they start working on that, and they develop a report, they give it to them, we all sit together, we discuss how feasible it is, and then we start working on that. So in this way, we can involve students, regulators, investors, and everyone. And what during this COVID recovery time, we all are suffering from COVID, right? So if we can bring in a little bit of changes in the behavior of all the stakeholders, like we have to understand this is not an easy time, we all are suffering, so we have to help each other, like your country people can help this country people, and we have to see that where we got excess resources or what type of resources we can exchange among us, and collaboration between researchers and business. And it's not only in one particular country. Sitting here, I can collaborate with my colleagues in US, my colleagues in Italy, everywhere, and your country also. So we have to see that, yes, if these people are having this extra knowledge, let us share that knowledge and give them some data from our country, our company, and see how we can develop this network. The network among investors, we have to make them understand that, see, COVID time, like what type of the retail sector is quite devastated now, and we have to understand how we have to rebuild and what type of plan we have to do for future, so that we can come together in any crisis. And clustering at local level, not at only international level, we have to be very careful at local level, like what is the need, like every part of one particular country is not having same number of hospitals, say for example. So we have to see that which area needs more hospital, more biomedic or pharmaceutical companies, or what type of investment the pharmaceutical investors can do in those areas, and what type of supply chain we have to follow in those say rural areas or least developed area. Now, information sharing at national level, transparency, then having a proper database where people can access to those data, and the universities can take the lead to develop those type of databases. And then cost beneficial ways to establish relationship with investors. And we have to also think from investors' perspective. So we have to think that how during this COVID recovery time, what type of cost beneficial ways the investors are saying. Now, if we link all our sustainable goals with goal 17, and to some extent with goal 13 also, so if we link them, that brings us to the technological development side. And if we can convince the investor that, see, by applying this advanced technology, you can also progress in your business, that would be the ideal situation. And then learning about this worthiness of innovative projects, how to expand our innovative projects. Like in the following slides, I have given some examples. So these are picture of sustainable energy. So we can use the wind that is there in this earth. So we can use that wind to develop sustainable energy, and we can find the places where in every country we need this type of sustainable energy to survive. And then equality. Equality is such an important issue. We have to give equal respect to men and women, and we have to see that everyone can do something, contribute somehow to the society. Because if we don't see the development side of women, then that is a big problem for the society, that if they are not happy in their life, they cannot progress and they cannot contribute for the betterment of the society. Like how to clean your own place, how to clean your environment, keep your environment very neat and clean. So it is not the responsibility of men, it is also the responsibility of the women to share the responsibilities equally equally in this society. And then renewable energies, and we can see that there are different types of renewable resources, then how to use least energy, as I said before, that how you can switch off your computer, unnecessary things, you can switch off your mobile if you don't need that, and you can save energy. So you can influence your own behavior. So that is one way of living sustainably. And I think we can see lots of wildfire in Australia last year. It was really bad. Then the drought in Sahara area and the storms. So if we can build sustainable building, like one of my students is working on Africa, where he is trying to understand how to develop, how to help the business to develop sustainable buildings. So this type of thing, and for that we need this type of house. Like it looks very fancy, but you can see that there are solar panels and there is a glass window which is allowing the house to get lots of light from nature. So this type of house, this is a kind of model house. Here you can use solar energy, you can use the natural light, and you can, it is also helpful for you, for your health. You can go for a walk and you can enjoy the environment. So there are many ways of doing all those things. And then we need to be really careful about the animals, and we need to take care because they are maintaining the ecological balance. So if we are torturing the animals, then that might be like this pandemic. It started from a wet market. So if I'm not sure that it started actually from there, but these animals can carry lots of virus and this could affect our health. So we have to take care of them, and they can also maintain a balance in this environment. And then we can see pollution by single-use plastic. Like wherever we go to the beach area, we can see this type of activities, and like not nonsensible activities by people. So these are all created by us. And let's open up about mental well-being. So if you are not doing well mentally, then you cannot understand all those points. And this mental well-being is a big industry actually. So the coaching industry, the training industry. So like for this you don't need a big setup. So we, the people from university, can work with this type of businesses, and we can help each other to bring a sustainable living. So if we can influence the behavior of the people in the society, then definitely we can think about how to help other businesses to grow. And that we have to find out opportunity with the business to and then share our knowledge with them. So thank you very much. And I know that there are a couple of questions. So the one question from Ahmed is, all the 17 global goals of sustainable development are mostly controlled by advanced technological countries in the world. As we know, there are many poor countries in the world. How poor countries can eliminate the situation of sustainable development? Pandemic has changed all conditions at level of the 3 bottom line. And what could be the role of academic bodies, and how can they actually support the world's sustainable policy? Yes, so Suman can start.
Yeah, if I take the question by Ahmed, well, you are right. All the 3 bottom lines, they're affected: a company, ecology, or environment. Just to give you some examples, here in the UK, universities are working with local business or entrepreneurs. There are many NGOs by Premier League football clubs. they are also having some CSR activities, and their foundation is working with the entrepreneurs and startups, building the hub of entrepreneurs, and they're helping these small business to survive during this critical time. And in that way, also universities, they have got multiple different activities to help businesses, because they might have lost their confidence and they may require more support without spending much of money. Now, universities are kind of non-profit, and we try to help local businesses, and in that way, it's not that we need to earn money through business, because our intention is to share knowledge. Our intention is to help the society. So in that way, universities are working with them. And I know that our university has got a team where they have English speaking and writing skill workshops. So you might think about, oh, this is England. Again, people are learning English. Yes, because European people, when they come to England, they cannot speak English much better. I mean, a very good way, because they don't care about English. They're happy. If you ask in any Italians or French, they're happy with their language. They don't care about English. But if they are coming to UK, they need to learn English, because otherwise they cannot do the business with international clients. So universities now having workshops like this. University is also having the workshop for IT skills, because our computer and science departments working very closely with these companies, how to make the billing system much more efficient and effective. How do we do this kind of, say, using Zoom or Microsoft Teams or any other, say, Google platform, how to communicate with customers effectively, because it was not there before. Now, all of a sudden, you have huge change in life, and universities are working very closely like this way. So that I think Ahmed, if I am able to answer your question, then.
Yeah, and I think I would like to add something here, Ahmed, that there are different schemes, like there are different grants actually, and like where these grants are focused towards the least developing countries, and where we can join from developed countries to work with those NGOs or the companies there to bring in the sustainable things in their country. So how to say develop a sustainable building, or how to work on different sustainable aspects like climate change and other things. And as the world organizations are looking into different aspects of like Paris Agreement and other agreements, so our the governing bodies like IFRS and the Integrated Reporting Council, they are all working together, and they want the countries to come forward and tell them that what are their problems, so that they can develop the policy. So if we, the researchers, are working closely with the business, we can understand the need of these businesses doing international and national business, and accordingly we can tell these like we can tell our ministry, and they can then present our case, and we, the researchers, can develop some innovation hub to do all those things. We can involve the students, we can involve the university researchers also. Now yes, yeah, thank you for sharing this 71 country study. What about circular business model? Because circular economy is the key concept of sustainable development. Yes, we are working on different types of circular economy. So what does it mean? Like if you think very simply, in Brussels, we have seen a very fantastic thing, that in a restaurant, when we go to the restaurant, then when we try to discard the food. So there are different boxes there. So you can put the recyclable item directly in that box. So, and it is going through a channel and through a machine, and then it is recycled properly. So if that is the way, if we can use we should stop using the single time plastic, single tone plastic. So in that way, we can create a circular business model, and where one product used by or developed by one business can be used properly by another business or another part of the society. In this way, we can definitely develop the circular business model. And in our every universities, we got different recycling area where they are influencing the behavior of the stakeholders or whoever is coming in the university. So they are kind of training people, like future generation, how to perform well in this society. And
answering to this, what are the challenges in adopting sustainable business models? If we think about a management guru, say Peter Drucker, was once saying that every little issue of a business becomes an opportunity to innovate, to do better in the business. Therefore, we should not think about that challenges might make us down, rather than challenges are creating the opportunity. So in that case, for instance, if you remember, once I can't at the moment I can't tell you that the year, Nestle, they were helping the milk product in Switzerland, and that was their kind of corporate responsibility. And one of my students, he came from Vietnam, and there he was working in Nike company. And he was saying that, internally, we know Nike is doing so much of corporate responsibility to help the environment, to help the society, but they don't advertise at all. Now, if we take those examples, and we can very easily see that sustainable models are already there. We just need to identify and follow their steps. Now, during this unprecedented time, we may have to change a little bit compared to, adjusting the current situation, but it's possible to adopt easily because we already have examples from past.
And thank you. I'm quite conscious of time, and I can see
another. Can we take one more question? Or
the financial one. The financial challenges are the major concern or not? Yes, definitely financial challenges. But if you can convince the investor that, see, we are doing it in a cost beneficial way, and you are not going to lose your investment in short time, your business will carry on for a long time. It's a sustainable business model. If you are confident that your business can develop a sustainable model for the investors, then definitely finance would not be a problem. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question, giving the presentation and the discussion. Now I invite the guest of honor, Dr. Syed Jamil. Sir, you are there?
You are on mute, sir.
Once again, thank you to both the professors, Professor Suman and Professor Monamita. Very nice, interesting, in-depth talk that you have given today. Sustainability is the new mantra as far as the world is concerned. Today, all of us are, trying to sustain as much as possible, given the kind of the pandemic situation. I can very well feel, that in the present turbulent time that we are actually going through, it is very essential that not only businesses, but sustainability of one's own self as a self itself is something which is now being very challenging. Be it mental health, be it health issues, be it fighting depressions during the pandemic time when people are losing their job, getting through economic hardships, and many other aspects is all about sustainability. I could remember the best solution to sustainable development is what the great management guru said. I quote, Peter Drucker, that the greatest danger in the time of turbulence is not to act with yesterday's logic. You have to keep on evolving yourself. It is very imperative that you start thinking about how you could be able to create your own future. So the best way to predict the future is to create one, again by Peter Drucker itself. And this is where sustainability principles do come in. Today we talk about many aspects in terms of environment, in terms of economics, in terms of ecology, in terms of equity. All of them to a larger extent needs to be very, very well, taken up, addressed all across the world to be able to find a good sustainable model. I think the best solution, as many questions are there, and my take on those questions is, in general, that today's world is like that you have been an explorer. I still remember I've seen a film on one explorer named Sir Richard Francis Burton, who was trying to find out what is the source of Nile. And in doing that, that journey was very tumultuous, in which he was suffering with diseases. He lost many of his porters. He didn't have any supplies to eat. He had to have the resilience. He has to then find out food, and then try to sustain and survive in the kind of situation whilst in his pursuit to find the source of Nile. That is what actually is sustainability. In some way, all of us are trying to follow the model of sustainability. With age, we try to adjust. With age, we try to look at how we become more sustainable. So this is something which is very, very imperative. I think this is what the world is talking about. We at Dhofar University also are, looking at this important, issue. And therefore, my dear, colleagues, particularly both Professor Monamita and Suman, that, we are going to organize very soon a national conference, and both of you are invited to that, which is dated on 24th and 25th of March. The topic is again sustainability issues for business and society. Looking at the importance of this topic, which is very much relevant as of today, we have been doing it. And on behalf of the entire colleague, I'm not taking much time. On behalf of the entire colleague, the university, the college, I thank you both of you, and thank you all the other esteemed colleagues from Dhofar University, from College of Business, College of Engineering, College of Art and Sciences, who have come over here and have attended this. And thanks to Dr. Muhammad Amaruddin for doing that great moderation. I'm doing your job, Dr. Muhammad, by trying to put the vote of thanks, but still you do have it. Thank you very much, and it was a pleasant, hearing to all the great talks that both of you have done. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So to end with, I would like to thank both the invited speaker, Dr. Monamita and Dr. Suman, for sparing their time and enriching us with their valuable insights on the topic of the seminar. And we at Dhofar University look forward to more such fruitful interactions and collaborations in future.
Yeah. Thank you. And I think I and Monamita, we are moved from your kind words, Professor Jamal and Dr. Muhammad. And thank you very much for inviting us. And we are always flexible and open to any research ideas and collaborative research work, joint projects. We are all very much interested to do that. And if any colleagues from Dhofar wants to work with us, we will be very, very happy to do that.
Yeah, and I would like to thank Dr. Ahmed, who was in touch with me from the very beginning and organizing this great event. And he is so energetic to work with companies and with his colleagues and with international colleagues like us. So we are really happy to work with all of you. And if you need any kind of support, like any kind of knowledge sharing, so it's not always all the technicalities should be followed. Sometimes we can talk friendly in a friendly way with a company and then come up with some solution. So everything is possible if we want to do that. Okay, so thank you very much, and I hope to see you soon. Okay, bye then.